At 7 WMOM, 8:26 now. 26 minutes after 8 o'clock on a Friday morning, and we are joined here. Shelly, she made her way up from Fremont. Shelly, you got to tell me a road report before we even start. How was the drive up here?
Actually, when I hit White Cloud, it got a little slick, but not too bad.
All right.
I was able to go the speed limit.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to drive up here to Ludington and share with us over the next few minutes. If you're just joining us, we're going to be talking with Shelly Klochack, MSN, BSN, RN, Community Education Specialist and Tobacco Treatment Specialist for Corewell Health. You're based out of the Fremont, the Gerber Memorial there, but we're going to be talking about Ludington as well as Gerber, and maybe even a little bit about Muskegon too over the next few minutes, as we talk about classes and opportunities that are available to the community when it comes to kind of health and well-being, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Corewell Health, Ludington, Gerber, we're all part of the Northwest region, and we bring community services through our departments, planning and implementing programs and classes for community members to enhance their health and well-being.
And how important is that when it comes to it? And I know Drew has been on with us before, and we've talked a little bit about, and he always says, hey, we want to keep people out of the hospital.
Right.
And these classes help do that, right?
They do. Yes. Yes. We want to keep people healthy. We want to keep people engaged. So all of these programs will really help to do that. And
it plays a vital role in it, improving people's health. And you've been conducting the classes or organizing these classes and a part of them for how long now?
I've been doing this department for about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that gives enough track record for my next question, which is, when you see classes like this, do you see truly help that community members are benefiting from it? Is there clear examples that happen?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have people that are not only nurses, but educators, specialists, and we go into schools. We partner with organizations, other entities around the region who have invested interest in health, being healthy and well. So, they all are a piece of the pie to really help with reaching every area that's needed. And when I shared the different programs, you'll see that.
Yeah. And you brought up a very good point, if you're just tuning in, which is the healthcare workers, they, going out there, but you're also, you're teaming up with the teachers and the counselors and others. And really that force becomes, a huge amount of, a huge effort to keep people healthy, especially when it comes to the youth at schools and our adults. And we want to talk about these classes over the next couple of minutes. And I think it's important for the listeners and the viewers to understand that there is options out there, both in Ludington and Fremont, depending on where you're living in the listening area, to be able to take these classes. And if I say this, Shelly, that these classes are meant for not only benefiting that individual, but also in some cases, giving the training to help them help others.
Yes. It's everybody needs to work together, first of all, as a community. So that's why we love working with everybody, because if you don't have everybody working together, it isn't successful. And it pertains to trainings, learning things, maybe just supporting each other.
Good points. Let's start with the Heart Saver First Aid CPR AED training. First aid and CPR especially, that has changed. When I was a Boy Scout growing up, we learned how to perform CPR. But since then to now, things have dramatically changed in regards to that. So we want to be able to update ourselves for that information. Take us through that class, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. So there's one coming up here in the Ludington area, and it's an AHA, Heart Saver CPR and First Aid class. which includes AED training. And throughout our communities, we have AEDs out and about that actually talk to you with helping somebody who crashes down with a cardiac arrest. So it has changed a lot. So it is really needed, and they're made for lay people. Anybody can attend. March 1st is the next class, and it's at the Lakeshore Resource Network, and 8 to 12 p.m. You can Google Wellness CPR Ludington and find it, but you can also call 231-845-5770 to register for the class.
All right. And in regards to this, when you talk about the AEDs, those are those units like at a school and gymnasium and stuff that are on the wall that we are able to use that is even better than CPR. Is that fair? I mean, I don't know if better is the right word, but
I wouldn't say better, but in conjunction with it, because it's really needed with, when you have somebody who is complete cardiac arrest that needs that shock to bring them back alive. CPR is essential, even when you're doing the AED. So we need both. We need the combination.
And this is part of that education in this class, for sure, to be able to figure that out. And to be able to use those devices the correct way, because it could be bad if you don't, right?
Right, it can. And something that we're doing in up by Fremont area actually is I'm just doing a survey right now of who has them and who doesn't and who needs them.
Okay.
Because we have some funding available to actually put them in the proper places, and I have identified already a couple libraries.
All right, this is great, and we do want to get them in as many locations as possible. If we can venture out on that branch just for a moment, if somebody is interested in having an AED, is there steps that they should take?
Yeah, they could call that same number, 231-845-5770.
Okay.
Or they could call 231-924-3275, and we'd be glad to help assist them with getting that placed.
Great information. So we have the Heart Saver First Aid CPR AED training, Lakeshore Resource Network on Tinkham there, 8 a.m. to noon, Wednesday, March 1st. That training for area businesses, though, that's crucially as important as those individuals like you and I. We want to know about that, but a lot of times things happen at our workplaces, and we want to be able to save that coworker's life too, right?
Correct. Yes. And if you call that number, we can work out a class for you.
Okay. So you can do your own, like, I know we have the March 1st class, but if you're like, hey, we've got 50 people that work here at the office, you will go and conduct that class potentially at that business.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's great. And Kelly Barnhart is a part of that too, right?
Yes. She's the lead here in our Ludington area.
Okay.
And RN, that's great.
All right. So again, that number 231-845-5770. If you're a business, or if you're a general manager, secretary, receptionist, whatever, take that first step. Make sure that the staff at your workplace, or everybody at your workplace, is up to speed on that first aid and CPR training. We talk about this, and we see celebrities that commit suicide. We don't always hear about those individuals in our community that commit suicide, but when we do, it's just devastating. It is crushing to know that individuals are struggling out there, and you have a suicide and the ripple effect documentary that is available. Tell us about that and why Corewell Health has taken that initiative to show that.
Yeah. So this documentary addresses. It's a very powerful documentary. It's Kevin Hines who does it. He is a suicide survivor, and he's a mental health awareness advocate now. And the film explores the lasting effects of suicide, how to break mental health and suicide stigmas, and then building advocacy and wellness. Yeah, and it's a really great program. It's good for teachers, counselors, spiritual leaders, anyone in the behavioral health field, anyone at all, honestly.
And in Kevin's particular scenario, there is that attempted suicide, and we hardly ever hear about the after effects of that, and if you do survive through that, so pretty powerful film. It's not widely available, and Corewell
No.
Health has an option for you to view this. That's what, Monday, March 13th?
Yes, 13th at the Dogwood Center for Performing Arts in Fremont. That's at 4734 South Campus Court in Fremont, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. It is free, but you do have to register. So you do want to call 231-924-3073.
And in regards to that, and you mentioned it's free, but there's also, as part of that, a series of suicide prevention training for you and I, and for individuals out there, because we need to be able to react in the right way. Not only, and we talk about this a lot, the preventative side, having those conversations with people, being able to, look for the signs. But when that person is in the middle of trying to take their life, we need to know how to respond to that, right?
We do. So continuing to bring suicide awareness and attention to our communities, we are offering a series of prevention trainings, and it's called QPR. It stands for Question, Persuade, and Refer. They're held at any location. I'll give you the number to call to set up a training. It's only 1 hour in length, free of charge again. And it's based on the premises suicide prevention is for everyone. And they teach the warning signs of someone contemplating suicide, the risk factors, and then how to take effective action and steps to help that person to save their life.
Good information there. We're talking with Shelly Klochack, MSN, BSN, RN, the Community Education Specialist and Tobacco Treatment Specialist for Corewell Health this morning, about various programs that are available right here in Ludington as well as in Fremont. Let's talk about the next one that's on our list, the tobacco, talking about tobacco and nicotine. And what's the options that Corewell Health has for those areas? Because, we've seen some decline in the smoking side of things out there, but vapes are still out there, and that's kind of that transition. And nicotine's still a big part of people's lives. And I bet there are still individuals out there that are like, I want to get off of that. I want to wean myself off of that. What does Corewell Health have for us?
So we have a tobacco and nicotine treatment program, and it's throughout the whole entire Corewell Health system. And we work virtually, we work one-on-one, and it's all about quitting any kind of tobacco products. So that includes cigarettes, vaping or otherwise e-cigarettes, chewing tobacco, cigars, any sort of tobacco product that contains nicotine.
Do we still have, and from the healthcare standpoint, do we still have people that are affected by nicotine, that are affected by smoking for their whole life? Do you still see that as part of the healthcare process and people coming through the doors?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Smoking itself is the number one preventable form of death out there. So, but we are seeing it still, even though the numbers are down. Vaping numbers continue to raise, especially in youth. The average age in Michigan to start any tobacco product is about 10 and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really significant, and we need to do something about it. So we do have these programs. We go into classes for preventative work at schools, and then we have the one-on-one coaching from youth all the way on up to the elderly.
All right, let's switch gears for a moment. If you're just joining us, we're talking about these classes and also now here the support groups, and we're talking with Shelly from Corewell Health this morning. What's really nice about these support groups is that there is an option for virtual or on-site, but the virtual side of things has become a big part of our lives. So might as well have groups available for individuals to be at home, be in the comfort of their home, and be able to still take part in these support groups. Yeah. That's important. Have you seen an uptick on that to help individuals, and has it been effective?
So yes, we've had some long-term members that attend these support groups, and then we're just now getting really the marketing out to the regional areas to let people know that it is available to join virtually. So it is offered both ways. In person is at the Tamarack Wellness Center in Fremont. But then virtually, you would just have to contact me at 231-924-3073 to be able to get you that login connection. Okay. But we offer stroke support group, which is the first Thursday of every month. Okay. We offer Parkinson's, which is the third Thursday of every month. Alzheimer's dementia is the fourth Thursday of every month. And then cancer is the second Wednesday of every month. Okay. All of them are 3:30 to 5 p.m. And we have presenters, sometimes all kinds of different topics that relate to those specific diseases. Coming up here in a couple months, we have Dr. Sriram for the Parkinson's that's coming. That's a great movement disorder doctor that's going to speak. We just had Dr. Khan for the stroke. And we always have time, though, at the end for talking and supporting each other. So, because that is so needed, is to support each other. And it can be the person that has the disease. It can be a person that is taking care of the person with those diseases, or it can just be somebody that's connected somehow to those diseases.
And you bring up a very good point, because in most cases, at least the perception is that person that is going through it directly affected by it. But we don't always think about the family members, the friends, right. Those individuals that might want to know, what can we do better for those individuals that we want to help. So it's great to see that. What do you think the biggest takeaway from these support groups is for these individuals? What do you hope to, and what do you see come out of them?
Well, getting vital information that will improve their health related to that disease, or caring for that person related to that disease. And then just getting that support that they're not alone, that there are other people just like them.
All right. Very good information. We're going to put this information on our Facebook under the live video that's going to right there, and we'll put that on our YouTube too. But if somebody wants to find out all about these classes, the support groups, what's the best way to obviously the website is probably really packed with information about these options, right? It
is. But for the support groups and anything related to the Fremont area, you can call 231-924-3073. Okay. In the Ludington area, you can get a hold of Kelly that we talked about at 231-845-5770.
All right. And we'll make sure that those phone numbers are available there. Anything that we missed talking about this morning, Shelly, that we want to be able to highlight in regards to the classes, in regards to the support groups at all?
I just want to say that, it benefits everybody in different ways. And a lot of people don't even know that these things exist. And we have so much more than we talked about today. So calling those numbers, you can find out what more is available and what we're doing in the communities. But improving our community's health and wellness and just having those connections is our goal. And it really does meet the purpose of our organization's, vital mission. And that's improving health, instilling humanity, and inspiring hope.
I love it. All right. Shelly, we appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us this morning. If you missed any part of this segment, we will have it available right there at WMOM on Facebook, on our YouTube. We'll make sure that the phone numbers and the classes are available, and make sure that you take that step. This is an opportunity because, as you probably heard over the last few minutes, the word free. There's a lot of opportunities for you to be educated on the health and wellness for yourself and for others, absolutely with no cost. So, Shelly, we appreciate you doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
You got it. Shelly from Corewell Health visiting with us this morning. It is 8:44 on your station playing your hit music. It is 102.7 Mom FM. Keep it locked here. We've got a square to give away as part of Square Pool. That's coming up on 102.7 Mom FM.